Hey everyone, it's Mr. Clutch here. Looking at today's action on SPY and QQQ. I'd missed the last couple days. I've been traveling for work this week, and I'm actually headed off for a vacation for the rest of the month at the end of the week. So these will probably be few and far between now and the end of the month, but we'll hit June running, and I'll check in and do a few here and there when I have some time. So we're just a few minutes to close right now. We've got about less than 10 minutes left, so I thought I'd jump in while I had a few minutes and try to go ahead and look at today's action. So looking at SPY first, zone to zone pretty nicely today. Out of the open, this was a lot of big wicks down here, but you kind of could draw a trend line here. It was ugly, so I probably wouldn't have done it on SPY. So you're really just letting the day start. We started in between two zones, so let's let the day start out and see what it gives us. So it's looking like we're trending down. Once we finally get the 13 to cross down through the 48 and the 200, we're down at our zone. So you're not looking for anything there. At this point, we're looking for it to clear below this zone, and then we can look at pullbacks. But it bounces that zone really nice. Your EMAs are really tight here, so you're probably not looking for any positions long here. As it pushes up and crosses through all your EMAs, you could look to try to scalp something or take a really tight risk to reward play here, but you wouldn't have got much out of it. With you look at as we get right into here, you're talking, your EMAs are within 5 cents of each other. So let this start pick a direction and play itself out. So here they start to straighten out and get in the right order, and we kind of had this pullback to it. So this, you could have looked at this here. They're still fairly close together, and we're still kind of moving sideways here. We expanded this little previous high here. So you could look at something here, and you might have really caught a quick, nice move up to that zone. But you would have scaled out of that fairly quickly, probably. Once it starts pulling back, hopefully your trailing stop is set, and you get a nice move there. But then it slams down, comes back quick. So you're not playing this to the downside any, or I wouldn't be. But as soon as it just reclaims the 13 and all your EMAs here, then you're kind of looking again. You kind of look, okay, this didn't fit all the other price action we were seeing. It's kind of a quick blip in the road, but now we're back on track. You could have looked at something like this. Appears to be a nice little flag there. Comes down, taps the 13, starts moving up. Could have got a nice little move there. And then we just kind of walk sideways back into it. These are the kind of moves that when we have our zone here and we've hit it here. You go back to the previous day and into the 2 days that we haven't been able to get through that. You can kind of pick a line through here that you want to draw. Maybe you just take the wicks after it starts forming, and you got a nice little trend line here. But you're still, if you play this, if you say you take a close above this trend line, you still are thinking about this zone here. So you don't know that the reward's going to be there. I mean, it's not a bad play. You can take it, and you just got your stop back here under the 13. So worst case, you stop out for a paper cut. But so it's hard to, for me, it's hard to take these knowing we're in this zone we haven't been able to get through in 2 days. But the more times we come in and test it, the more likely we're to get through. So maybe this was the one, and you take a chance here. Definitely nothing wrong with it. You just have to be cognizant that this has been a resistance now for a few days. And so once we get up through it with rather pretty easy there, you're looking for a pullback, and you just don't ever get one. You'd like to see something come back and pull back here to the zone with the 13 in a perfect world. It just doesn't happen. So good luck finding an entry anywhere from here to here. But if you did get in here, Now that's almost a $3 move. That's a little over a $2 move. So you're getting rewarded handsomely on that move up if you did take that. So our next real entry opportunity is right here, and this is textbook. Stair steps down, right to the EMA, right back tests into the zone, starts breaking out. You can get in here and catch a full dollar move to the top. So really nice opportunity there. So then it makes this high, and we're starting to work our way down. When you've had this big of a move up, a pullback even this much is not unusual. So let's actually pull our fibs from here. I'll get rid of that and see how we're looking. I mean, we've had where are we at here? 410, around 410.25 up to 415. So we've had over a $5 move here. We're going to see a pullback, right? So as you're starting to see this, you're not necessarily thinking, well, we need to start looking short because this is just a healthy pullback. It didn't even, look at the end of the day here. We're closing on this candle, and it didn't even pull back past the 236. It was actually a perfect pullback to the 236 twice into the bottom of our zone. It lined up perfectly. So there's some confluence there, and if you had pulled your fibs, that's actually really cool that it lined up like that. So you're not necessarily looking short there. You're actually probably looking for your next opportunity to go long. But you also know that once this big move's happened, there's a really good chance we just chop out the rest of the day. So I'm just kind of looking, if you found a line like this, you could have potentially got in here when this was breaking out and reclaimed the EMAs, coming out of the zone. Maybe we're looking nice, like we're going to go retest the highs. But it just kind of petered out there, and you could have scalped that for a little bit, but you're not getting much. And then so at this point, when it comes back into the bottom of the zone, unless you're just playing the bottom of the zone, and there's not much going to happen there. So and then here you might have thought the same thing again. Hey, it looks like we're going out, and you're just getting chopped up there. So after a big move, I know, especially if you miss this, that's kind of where I came in today. I didn't get a play early because I was busy. Saw the big move. I come in at the end of the day and I'm looking at this, just trying to find an entry, and usually that's not the best way to look at it. So if you find yourself doing that after a really big move in a day, there's a good chance it's just going to chop out the rest of the day, or maybe even pull back some. So just be cognizant of that, and don't chase anything in situations like this. Let's flip over to Qs and see how it looks. Same thing, zone to zone. I actually did like this one in the pre-market. This morning I was looking at this at a little time, and I kind of drew that out, and we went up and hit this zone, and then when we broke down from this, after this candle with the really high wick, it came back up and kind of broke back down through it. I was really considering taking an entry right here into the 13. I didn't like that the 200 was right there. And so I held off against my better judgment, but that would have been a nice little move down. Then it kind of does the same thing as SPY did. So we're just, the EMA's flip here, but you're kind of walking sideways. You've got your zone ahead, and if you look back, let's see. Same thing. Couldn't get through over here. So it was after several tries, it couldn't get through. It couldn't get through today. So you're probably waiting there. And again, I wasn't trading today, so I don't know what happened in intraday here where we saw this quick, this big little move that doesn't fit the rest of the move. So I'll have to look back and see what was going on there. What time was that? So just after 10 a.m. This is Central Time, so 11 a.m. market time. Yeah, so I don't know what was going on there, but anyways, so this one though, I think this one's set up a little better for catching the move out of the zone, that big move up, because we're not under our zone on this one. So this one actually looked really good. You draw this line here, we're kind of just walking down a little bit. 48 holds, breaks back through the 13. We're going out of our zone. You could catch that. That's a really nice move. And then the same thing on Qs. I mean up here, sorry, on this next zone. You can catch that one. But yeah, same thing as on SPY, that we had this move here. This is probably the best textbook flag of the day to no-brainer play. Wicked right off the 13. Nice flag down. I didn't check volume over there, but let's see if yeah, it wasn't the perfect way you'd like to see volume line up, but nonetheless, it was a great move. And you catch that, and yeah, the end of the day looks the exact same. We just kind of chopped it up in our zone here. So, with that said, all in all, could have been a really good day. You look back at the chart and you think, okay, if you lost money today, look back and see. Really analyze what you were doing and where you were maybe trying to force a play, or where you maybe got married to an idea that we were going up or down. That happens a lot. I could see, I didn't mark it out, but this is the same here. I could see you getting in here. Well, again, you should have been able to scalp that up. At least get a little bit out of that. So I'm just kind of looking where you could have lost it. You could have lost if you start trying to play this up or down. Maybe at the open, if it looks like we're going down here, and then you get this high wick through, and nothing ever broke there, right? Because at this point we're looking for a trend down below the MAs. We rejected our zone, so you're drawing that out as we're flagging back, but it never breaks, so you don't get in there. So yeah, just look at it, look back, analyze where you lost, why you lost, and kind of look at where you should have been in plays. And I kind of preach it a lot at the end of these, but don't get antsy to find every little play on candle by candle on the 2 minute. Look for these little bit more drawn out, distinct lines that are have a nice angle down, that aren't so steep, or maybe like this, you kind of let it come in. I guess if we get down in this and really analyze this here, maybe you were looking at this as a flag and it broke off the 13. I could see that. I could see entering a call here. So there's maybe a few spots where you could have lost. But overall, if you had your stop tight and used good risk management, even if you get stopped out a time or two, there were still some really big moves to catch on the day. So anyways, with that said, not sure when I'll do this again. Hopefully tomorrow I'll be able to do one, maybe Friday, probably Friday for sure, and then through next week there'll be a lot fewer, if any. So hope everyone has a good night, and see you guys on Thursday.